always say tariffs is the most beautiful word to me in the dictionary.
In August 2025, a single decision made 8,000 miles away in Washington threatened to silence the heartbeat of Western Maharashtra in India.
The production is on hold now.
This is the story of what happened next for the looms of Maharashtra to the shopping carts of America. India's textile industry has long been a global backbone. Cotton, yarn, fabric, and garments move from farms and factories to the ports, dressing homes and lives from India to the world. The industry is worth nearly $179 billion. It exports around $37.7 billion, with the United States alone buying $10.3 billion. For decades, the rhythm of Ichalkaranji, a city in Western Maharashtra, was defined by the clatter of 100,000 power looms. Known as the Manchester of Maharashtra, this was the engine room that dressed the world, producing 86 million meters of fabric every single day.
एवढं मोठं टॅरिफ टेक्सटाईल कधीही बेअर करू शकत नाही.
But citing India's purchase of Russian oil, President Donald Trump doubled tariff on Indian imports to 50%. Pharma and tech were spared, but labor-intensive sectors like textiles were left exposed.
If the tariff stays, then definitely it will be a very, very big problem. There is no doubt about it.
And the impact travels both ways. A 50% tariff doesn't just hurt the maker, it punishes the buyers. That $5 made in India towel could now land in the US at $7 to $8 before it even touches store shelves.
मला वाटतं की ही रिसेशनची ही एक सुरुवात असावी, कारण मास प्रोडक्शन ह्याचाच हा एक परिणाम आहे.
I traveled from Kolhapur to Ichalkaranji to understand how India's textile heartland is dealing with Trump's trade war and what it means for millions who depend on it. Our first stop is Ichalkaranji Textile Private Limited. Since 1991, they have specialized in terry products, towels and washcloths. The US and UK drive this industry.
By using the double yarn.
Western hygiene habits have been fueling these machines. Santosh Patil spent 33 years building this business to supply products to Americans. But today, the math no longer works.
टॉवेल्स हा प्रॉडक्ट इचलकरंजीमध्ये वी आर द पायोनियर फॉर द टॉवेल्स, टेरी टॉवेल्स. आणि US मध्ये मेन म्हणजे US ला अगदी 7 स्टार हॉटेल्सला लागणारे टॉवेल्स आम्ही आमच्या ह्या छोट्या युनिटमधून निर्मिती करून आम्ही एक्सपोर्ट करत होतो. आणि सलग जवळजवळ 4 ते 5 वर्ष आम्ही US ला एक प्रॉडक्ट आम्ही वॉशक्लॉथ नावाचा तो एक्सपोर्ट करत होतो. आणि त्याचं सर्वात मोठं ह्यूज मार्केट हे US आहे.
I asked Santosh what happened the moment the 50% tariff hit.
त्याचा इम्पॅक्ट इमिजिएट इम्पॅक्ट झाला. 50% कमी आलेली. हो, आता सगळ्या नवीन गेले 2 महिन्यात नवीन ऑर्डर्स जनरेटर झाले नाहीत. वेट अँड वॉच नाही, निश्चितच नाही. एवढं मोठं टॅरिफ टेक्सटाईल कधीही बेअर करू शकत नाही.
Santosh's son, Shernik, manages exports. He explains that American buyers aren't just leaving, they are moving to India's strongest competitors.
But our current buyers are they're negotiating with us about this price hike, and it is very difficult to us as well as the buyers to absorb these huge tariff. That's why they are either shifting their major volumes to other suppliers like China, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Turkey, and these countries are getting benefits due to India effect.
To keep the lights on and workers employed, the factory is experimenting, using recycled yarns to cut costs and shifting focus to the Middle East and Africa. But for now, production is down and the factory is running hand to mouth. The impact of these shifting orders is felt most acutely on the factory floor. The first casualty is the worker. We met Rajalakshmi Mitapalli, a stitching operator who has spent a decade here.
मी टीचिंगचं काम करतोय इथं. शिलाई वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे शिलाई होतात काय, टावेल, नॅपकिन, बाथरोब, किचन रूम, नॅपकिन, बेडशीट, हे सगळं इथं तयार होते. आता काम शॉर्टेज कामगार आहेत भरपूर, पॅकिंगला, शिलाईला, कटिंगला आहेत भरपूर इथं माणसं.
With export lines drying up, the company has turned to creativity to keep these women employed. They have begun targeting the domestic market with an unusual innovation, towel buckets. Drakshina Gurov showed us the process. Instead of perishable flowers, they craft zero waste, eco friendly gifts for corporate events and government offices. Next, we visited Ichalkaranji Garment Cluster Limited. Under Spruce Enterprises, they export garments mainly to America and Europe. This facility represents value addition, turning raw fabric into finished fashion. And since 2002, they have focused on employing women. For Chairperson Vaishali Awade, the tariff isn't just economic statistic, it's a direct threat to the women who work here.
अमेरिकेनं जे टेरिफ लावलेला आहे तर त्याचा जवळजवळ 90% हा वाईट परिणाम हा आपल्या गारमेंट इंडस्ट्रीवरती झालाय असं म्हणायला काही हरकत नाहीये. आणि अमेरिकेचं टेरिफ हे बांगलादेश आणि व्हिएतनामला साधारणपणे 20% एवढं आहे की जे भारतासाठी 50% आहे. त्यामुळे आमची कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन खूप जास्त वाढते.
The disparity is lethal. A shirt stitched in Vietnam faces a 20% duty. The same shirt here faces 50%. In an industry where margins are measured in pennies, India is simply out of the game. I asked Vaishali about the future.
आता जी ही मार्केटमध्ये अस्थिरता आलेली आहे तर हे आता एक चॅलेंज आहे आणि मला वाटतं की ही रिसेशनची ही एक सुरुवात असावी, कारण मास प्रोडक्शन ह्याचाच हा एक परिणाम आहे. आपण एका कम्फर्ट झोनमध्ये काम करत होतो तर त्यासाठी आपल्याला आता वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी हातपाय मारावे लागतील.
General Manager Amit Yelaj showed us Hawaiian shirts that once flew off the US for years. I asked him about their status today.
So this is a beachwear shirt. Yes, because of tariff now, this kind of orders we are not getting. They are very slow.
So the production is on standstill, or are you still producing it at that level?
No, the production is on hold now.
With American importers on silent mode, the factory is trying to pivot. But as Amit explains, the domestic market brings its own pressure and its own price war.
That America declared tariff plan. After that, we feel that American importers are on very silent mode. There are so many exporters are diverted into domestic market, and they are trying to hit for orders. So again, in domestic markets, they are getting very challenges to get the orders.
Finally, to understand the bigger picture, we visited Ken India, a powerhouse employing 1800 plus people and supplying global giants like Zara, H&M and Target. Chairman Nikunj Bagdia offers a different perspective. He explains that the problem isn't just the number 50, it's the relative disadvantage.
The tariff number by itself is not so important. What is important is relative to your neighboring countries. How much is your tariff? Even if you are competing countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Vietnam, even if they have 50%, then our 50% doesn't matter. But they have lower and we have higher, so that is a big problem.
Despite shrinking orders, Ken India hasn't fired anyone. They are absorbing the loss, betting on resilience. But Nikunj warns that if these tariff stays, the damage won't be temporary. It will be structural.
Currently, everybody is still managing based on the assumption that that tariff will go. But if the tariff stays, 100% there will be capacity cut everywhere, and that pressure Ichalkaranji will also feel.
For Nikunj, the fix is not diplomatic, it's agricultural. The root of the problem lies in the cotton fields.
India has a yield of about 420-30 kgs per acre per year. Pakistan has, I think, 600. You have countries like Brazil, Israel, Australia, they have 2200 kgs. 5 times Indian yield. So I think that is the simplest and the lowest hanging fruit that should be focused upon.
For him, this crisis is also a call to modernization, automate, and push back commercially and strategically.
We have to actually go and get into their houses. मतलब अभी वॉर होता है तो कैसे बोलते घुस के मारेंगे, तो वैसे होता है कि घुस के धंधा करेंगे.
Before leaving, I asked Nikunj about a daily ritual here, the playing of the national anthem. It's a unique cultural practice rarely seen on factory floors in India.
We'll also notice that all our factories also have national flags. So the only purpose is to build pride in your country. So everybody should start feeling pride in your country, in what you are doing. And what you do impacts your country's image.
From small towel makers to massive mills, the message is clear. A 50% tariff is a heavy blow, punishing an industry that sustains millions of livelihoods caught in a geopolitical crossfire. There is a bitter irony to this trade war. For years, Washington pushed a China plus one strategy, trying to break its reliance on Beijing and more on democracies like India. But by punishing India, the US has inadvertently handed the advantage right back to its biggest rival. As orders leave India, they are flowing straight back mostly to China, then to Bangladesh and Vietnam. The question is, in trying to punish India, has the US just made its own life more expensive? But here, Ichalkaranji has survived for decades on grit and noise, whether through diversifying markets, increasing efficiency, or waiting for a diplomatic breakthrough. The Manchester of Maharashtra refuses to shut down. For now, the looms still run, but no one knows for how long.